How would the first Raw of the new year go? I'll tell you, it's WGS-TV reviews Monday Night Raw for the week of January 1st, 2018. Hey YouTube, are you ready for your hot tag? Because we are, it's definitely time to work.
Oh, hey folks, this is Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and you're watching WGS-TV. Tough guy.
Guys, I'm the Russell Gamer. Welcome back to another episode of WGS TV right here on youtube.com/RussellGamer. Happy New Year, everyone, and I hope everyone had a great Christmas and a great start to the new year. Now, with reports of Paige's injury at a house show coming out, it would be interesting to see just what would they do with her, and all they did was a backstage promo about the Women's Royal Rumble match. One thing that did catch my eye at the start of Raw was the announcement of a match between Alexa Bliss and Asuka. Now, I will admit to last week's Christmas Raw being a little lame, but it was a holiday show, and WWE has a history of having less than stellar holiday shows for Raw and SmackDown. So how would they bounce back this week? To answer that question, let's talk about Raw. Would kick off Raw by announcing that John Cena has entered into the Men's Royal Rumble match, and would also make the announcement that after consulting with Stephanie and Shane McMahon, that the rules for the Women's Royal Rumble match would be the same as the men's. However, he would get interrupted by the Bar, who was still sore after losing their Raw Tag Team Championships last week to Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins. Jordan came out bragging about what happened last week and issued a warning to Cesaro about a possible future visit to the dentist, which resulted in Angle making a match. Jordan's partner, Seth Rollins, came out to basically say in this match that he would be in Jordan's corner to watch him lose. The majority of the match was basically Cesaro targeting and working over Jordan's left knee, which I believe is something they did with Rollins himself when he returned from his major knee injury. Sheamus, being the heel, would take a few shots at Jordan behind the referee's back, which provoked a response from Rollins, which served as a distraction to Cesaro, allowing Jordan to hit his modified neckbreaker to pick up the win. Personal opinion, I've said it before and I'll say it again. People may not like Jordan's character and where they're going with him, but in the ring, he's great in my opinion. No matter how many times they chant "Daddy was boy" towards him. 3 out of 5. Up next, it was Bray Wyatt taking on Apollo Crews of Titus Worldwide. I have to say, at least they're doing something with Dana Brooke by making her a part of Titus Worldwide. Now, as of late, Crews has been on the jobber side of things, if you know what I mean. But for what this match was, it wasn't bad. The finish of the match was Wyatt hitting Sister Abigail on Apollo to pick up the win, and then Woken Matt Hardy would appear on the Titantron and proclaim that Wyatt's Fireflies, which are the fans who hold up their cell phones during his entrance, are now his Woken Warriors, and would proceed to make various laughing noises while the screen split his face over and over again. Personal opinion? I love the reaction by Wyatt during Hardy's promo. Basically, it was a WTF face, if you know what I mean. Other people may hate Woken Matt Hardy, but I like it. 3 out of 5. Up next, it was the Raw Women's Champion Alexa Bliss taking on the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka. Am I going to be biased since Asuka was in this match? Of course I am. I'm a huge fan of Asuka. She's forever going to be my WCW. My Women's Crush Wednesday, for those of you who don't know. Now, I am glad it was a bit more competitive instead of being just a complete squash of Alexa, because doing that would make your Raw Women's Champion look bad. At the beginning of the match, Bliss played up to being the cowardly heel that didn't want to get in the ring with the super hot Asuka, which of course drew some boos from the crowd and put some heat on her, which meant she was doing her job as a heel. The finish of the match was Asuka locking the cross arm breaker on Alexa to pick up the win. Personal opinion, anytime Asuka's on Raw, I consider that to be something worth watching, considering that I think she's the hottest woman on the roster. A 3.25 out of 5. Up next, Rhyno would continue his quest to toughen up his partner Heath Slater by taking on Braun Strowman, and for the most part it was a typical Strowman match until Slater got up on the ring apron to cheer on his partner, which got on Strowman's nerve and demanded that Slater join his partner and make this match a 2-on-1 handicap match, which really didn't change things. Slater and Rhyno had the advantage for only a few moments before being overwhelmed by the monster among men, who hit the Powerslam on Rhyno to pick up the win. Following that, it became a Powerslam fest, much to the delight of the crowd and attendance, as Strowman would Powerslam both Slater and Rhyno 3 different times before leaving the ring. Personal opinion, this was more to make Strowman look like the monster he is and make him look unstoppable. I do remember them building him up like this during his first run with Lesnar, and we all saw how that one turned out. I still want to see where they're going with Slater and Rhyno. 3 out of 5. Up next, the Intercontinental Championship would be on the line as Roman Reigns would defend the title against Samoa Joe with the stipulation that if Reigns would get disqualified, he would lose the Intercontinental Championship. Several times during this match, Joe would resort to tactics in an effort to get Reigns disqualified, which is something I've seen in similar matches from other heels. However, the finish of the match would be Reigns hitting the spear on Joe to pick up the win and retain the Intercontinental Champion. Personal opinion, this is one of the best matches I've seen from Joe and Reigns considering the story behind the match and what led up to it. WWE told a great story here. Great match, 3.75 out of 5. Now, we were supposed to have a Cruiserweight Championship match with Enzo Amore defending the championship against Cedric Alexander, but we would learn early in the night that Enzo is sick with the flu and cannot defend the title. I seem to remember a certain Heartbreak Kid back in 1997 defending the World Wrestling Federation Championship against Psycho Sid, and he was sick with the flu too, but I guess WWE Medical decided not to let Enzo perform. So we would get Drew Gulak and Arya Daivari reading a message from the desk of Enzo Amore, and with Gulak reading it and correcting the vernacular that Enzo normally uses, I found entertaining. This would bring out Alexander to challenge either Gulak or Daivari to a match, and they would respond by issuing a challenge to a tag team match. Now, with the Cruiserweights being out there, I was half expecting Mustafa Ali or even Hideo Itami. One person I did not see coming was Goldust. Why Goldust was being used in this match, I'll never know, but hey, it happened. I do like how Goldust broke out his crossbody block spot during this match. He still can do it. The finish of the match was Alexander hitting the lumbar check on Gulak to pick up the win. Personal opinion, I get the feeling this whole segment and match was thrown together at the last minute. However, it was done quite nicely, and using Goldust like this really caught me by surprise. I don't know if this was a one-time thing they were doing with him, but I guess time will tell. 3.25 out of 5. Up next, Elias and the Miztourage would attempt to sing a horrible rendition of Auld Lang Syne, but that cowbell was fantastic. Anyway, they would take on the club in the form of Finn Balor, Luke Gallows, and Carl Anderson, much to the delight of the crowd. I think ever since AJ Styles was running with Gallows and Anderson, fans have been clamoring for another New Japan reunion with the club, and we got just that. The finish of the match was Balor hitting the coup de grace on Dallas to pick up the win. Personal opinion, even though seeing them reunite, I'm hoping this was a one-time thing, because last time I checked, Gallows and Anderson were heel, and now all of a sudden they were turned face and became relevant only because of Finn Balor. And the 6-man tag team match screamed time filler to me. 2.95 out of 5. Finally, Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman were out there to address the challengers to the Universal Championship at the Royal Rumble, who are Braun, Strowman, and Kane. And as usual, Paul Heyman was gold on the mic and sold the promo beautifully. However, that's where the good part of the segment ends and the bad part begins. Kane would come out to chokeslam Lesnar. Lesnar would then mock Kane by sitting up like him, clotheslining him over the top, and usually when you have the locker room out there to break up a fight, it would be a good one, filled with excitement, filled with chaos. Last night, that wasn't the case. It was just no feel to it. No feel to the fight, there was no excitement, or how it was broken up. And if you're wondering right now, yes, that's my personal opinion. Paul Heyman's promo was really the only good part about this entire segment, and I'm downright disappointed with how they executed the ending to Raw. It was a decent show. I'm glad there was no appearance by The Rock since they were in Miami and last night, but that ending was atrocious. 1.95 out of 5. Overall score of Raw this week gets a 3 out of 5 with best match of the night going to the Intercontinental Championship match, with worst segment of the night going to the Lesnar King confrontation and the breakup of it for reasons I have already stated. And that's been my thoughts on Monday Night Raw this week, guys and gals. What I want to know from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. What are your overall scores? What are your picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week? I definitely want to hear what you guys out there have to say. Be sure you put your comments in the comment section below. If you guys like this video, be sure you slam that like button like a champ. And if you guys want to see more wrestling talk with awesome gameplays, you know the two ways you got to do it. You got to link up the subscribe button and hit that bell icon to turn on notifications. That way you guys will never miss out on another video right here on my channel. So with that being said, I'm your friendly neighborhood wrestling gamer, reminding all of you guys out there to stay awesome. Bye, guys.